Beef Bar have done it again. A crazy race world first just went down where Beef Bar have continued to take the reins and show how dominant they can be during progression. They did a couple really crazy strategies and some amazing things. So today we are going to break that all down for you here. Now the POV we're using today is from Dice, and a huge shout out to him, as well as a huge shout out to Sabdali and Tuki and Dras for helping me with the coverage of the race world first, which will also be uploaded to YouTube very soon. So if you want to see the full coverage, I'll have that for you, but this is the breakdown of the Beef Bar run. And first, let's start with my prediction of how quickly I thought the world first would go down. I think personally that the race to world first is gonna be, my guess is an hour and 17 minutes. That's my guess.
Really?
Just a note, right? To start off, we can even do double time when we're starting off the race. They're just blasting forward and pretty much ignoring everything that they can. The entire part of this race is like speedruns are looking to try to start the raid after Flame Leviathan's death, because this part kind of sucks. And it's like, nobody's gonna kill hard mode Flame Leviathan in a speedrun if it's not like required. And if you don't know the requirement rules, it is essentially to make sure that you kill hard mode Iron Council, the hardest version, hard mode all of the keepers, Yogg-saron, and Algalon. So one thing I do want to note that is really good of them is they made sure to send all of their bikes first. And so did Forget. Forget did this really well. They sent all of their bikes forward to pull everything back to themselves, and they can start sort of DPSing Flame Leviathan a little bit before he even gets into the room. So you can blast through Flame Leviathan. You'll see this is double time, but he's getting absolutely demolished. Flame Leviathan on non-hard mode is like the biggest joke I've ever seen of a fight. It is so fast on non-hard mode. On hard mode, it can be hectic. And now look forward, they're literally already moving towards the next area. So really good movement here from everyone in the guild. Everyone using speed items, maybe drums of speed not going out, but we do have aspect of the pack. Some people were able to mount up already. And hunters mounting up kind of last so that everybody else has aspect of the pack. Okay. You can 2-man Flame Leviathan 25. Yep, literally. You actually can. You can 4-man is like a comfortable. You can comfy 4-man it. Okay. This is some of the trash you are supposed to deal with. Although on Race the World First, so everyone knows Race the World First, unless something's explicitly banned, the rules for Race the World First are always you can do anything. So you can skip anything as long as you don't need to pull it. And then speedrun rules will come out later. But Race World First is all about killing everything fast. That's it. Did you guys just get an ad? Did you get an ad? Did anyone else get an ad? Damn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, boys. I don't do ads. Imagine ads. I'm sorry. That's Twitch. Guys, you have to make, you know, some people have to make ends meet, and to make ends meet you need Twitch ads. Now you all understand. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. All right, instantly into XT. They're gonna do normal mode XT, so essentially this is literally just taking their time, right? Like they're actually bloodlusting off the rip on XT. Not a bad idea to instantly bloodlust. I mean, what was the kill time of XT comparatively? We'll look. What is the second elixir the hunter is using? This is called Swiftness of Zanza. This is the biggest speed use item in the entire game. It's from level 60. The Zandalari tribe revered, and it gives you 20% movement speed. So he's using that combined with an elixir of major agility. This is essentially, in speedruns, the biggest thing. It's the biggest consumable in the game. It's the biggest DPS increase consumable for overall in the entire game. You do it. 17% as the heart goes out. Now they're already going to be pushing into the next heart. Does a trap to get a little trap weave bonus damage in. Slurp. You love to see it. Very clean. Very clean. Oh, his volley is a trip. Volley macro is a trip. Okay. Some people recently on Reddit are really upset about Zanza potions, apparently. But it literally doesn't increase your DPS on a boss fight. It is only increasing your movement speed, which means it's only useful for speedrunners, really. So like, I didn't understand that. I saw that on Reddit recently because people were really excited that nerfs were going out to like flame caps and a few other things. And I like pinged a few friends and I was like, I don't get why would you be upset that people have a consumable that reduces your DPS because you can't use a flask. You get less attack power, but it increases your movement speed. It does not stack with aspect. No, it is only for times when you're not using aspect where you can move faster. Yeah. Yeah, Redditors, when someone has fun, they're just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. But group composition wise here, we do see 7 warlocks. 7 warlocks, which we saw from most of the guilds that ran Race the World First right now. Most of the other guilds ran with probably around 8 to 9 warlocks every time. That was actually a little intimidating. He could have taken a little damage there from the frontal cone. Does pull and bring things back to the raid group. Here we saw Newman actually wipe on this pull, which it was earlier. Maybe it was the next pull, or maybe I think they pulled one of the observers with this. But really good job here from Beef Bar to have their hunter going forward and pulling things back to him. Forget did a phenomenal job as well. Huge shout out to that guild. I thought they were gonna actually take it. LMGD and Forget were ahead for quite a while. Yeah. A lot of DKs. They have 4 DKs. Ton of deaths there. 1, 2, 3 deaths and 4 people got really low. There's a raid-wide D-sack. But that was actually very intimidating. Now they're going to have to clear the ads in front of Algalon's room. And you do this now so that you can do the RP later after... Iron Council. Wow. That took me a minute. Beef Bar does use BM Hunter on Yogg, so we'll talk about that later. But Beef Bar swaps out Mage and brings in BM Hunters. So right now, a lot of the top guilds, what a lot of guilds are doing is any of the people that are going to swap in for their Race to World First progress, and now they're taking on 2 Overseers at one time. There it is, 2 deaths. 2 deaths go out, 4 deaths now. 1 battle res already used. Actually, I think that was just a soul stone, straight soul stone. But a lot of deaths here dealing with 2 Overseers. This is definitely an intimidating pull, and I think this is actually what Newman wiped on. It is a pull that is potentially not worth it, but it definitely saves time, just very intimidating. And now they're going to move forward. What is BM Hunter tech on Yogg? It's essentially not to have a mage, and you get, instead, you have a hunter. The hunter can also help taunt on Yogg, which makes last phase of Yogg 0 a lot easier. And it brings the same buff as the mage. Yeah. Anyone finished Beef Bar 1? This is, we were watching the winning POV because this was not streamed. 1 hour and 17 minutes. 1 hour and 17 minutes. Someone's got to go back and find the clip of me saying that. Someone's got to go find the clip, dude. Everybody, we were all talking about me, stay safe. Dolly. We're talking about who's going to win it, how fast they're going to win, and I said 1 hour and 17. 1 hour and 17. Algalon down on Benediction. Fusion got Algalon down. I don't know if we see sub 1 hour soon because guilds don't go for... Guilds are no longer, after the Race the World First, there's no reason to skip Razor Scale and Ignis, right? There's no reason to. And speed times change. There's going to be like trash requirements and stuff. Yeah. Would the race be better without PTR? That's a question for you guys. One thing that's interesting that Beef Bar's not doing is double stacking these ads to make sure they get two of the Rune of Powers on top of each other. Now they're kind of stacked, but they're not getting any. The Rune of Powers weren't really overlapping. Bipolar just finished also. Yo, shouts to Bipolar. Did Bipolar finish Yogg? I'm sorry, Algalon? Pumping, dude. Absolutely pumping. Rune of Power CDs and Berserk CDs. They're just waiting on the Death Rune to come out. There we go. Rune of Death. And back into safety mode. Now, they are going to get another Rune of Power in a second. And then they're going to have to wait until they can get a third or fourth Rune of Power. So right now, we get us this next Rune of Power here. And they did overlap these very clean. Now we get a double Rune of Power. A lot of damage out. But it doesn't really help you this late in the phase. Now it's just chill. Get debuffs up. Get mana back. Damage is not important right now. No, they got decimized fairly in the server. Okay. Would A, we get less tested version, or B, the best skill to go private server? Yeah, so that's the thing. The guilds that go for race to world first, no matter what, hear me out, they would go for the private server kills. They would. I'm just saying it. They would go for the private server kills. They would. They would just spam private servers. They'd have their own server that running it over and over again. And we would probably come out with a buggier version of the game, unfortunately. It is unfortunate. I feel like XT hard mode should have been required. Apparently, I don't know if they patched it, but it was impossible. They actually almost killed Steelbreaker before Tank died. Phenomenal DPS. Look at the DPS meters here. 10k, 10k, 10k. Unholy DK, 9.5k. Excusez-moi. J'ai pas les mots français. Unbelievable. Beef Bar blasting here. And this is an hour and 17 minutes in, but really the raid started 3 minutes in. Yeah. Look at that. Unholy is B tier class confirmed, actually. Thank you. We were memeing on it a bunch, but let me just show you guys. Can someone link the Wowhead tier list? Can someone link the Wowhead tier list? Just link the Wowhead tier list. All right. As you guys can note here at the top of the screen, we do have Keggies is going and he's doing the RP for the Algalon room. There's a lot of RP to open the Algalon room. So he's going to run all the way around, go down this way, enter Algalon, go to the front of the Algalon's gate or door, and then he's going to have to go back whilst the rest of the raid is fighting Kolorgarden. I think he got deleted. It's all right. All right. Look at this. Look at this tier list. DPS tier list. From Wowhead, officially from Wowhead. Affliction Warlock A. Arcane Mage, Balanced Druid, Shadow Priest, better than Assassination Rogue, and then Demonology Warlock. 6th. Unholy DK, Frost DK, B tier. Fire Mage, B tier. Combat Rogue, B tier. I can't, boys. I can't. Don't get me started. I don't know how that got approved. That was ridiculous. Just shoot the arm, kill the boss. All right, cool. Got him 10%, shot the arm, killed the boss, get the rubble, but it should despawn, I believe. They're going to choose, Beefbar is going to choose to make sure that they don't kill Ariaya. So Ariaya is an optional boss. If she gets in your way, it's more of an easy thing to kill her. I think most guilds opted to kill her because it only takes about 2 minutes to get the kill, and it's just not worth it if she's going to be in your way. They also are sending someone already to go pull more things. So one of the Feral Druid tank is literally running and sprinting forward already to pull the next group. I've been using Wowhead Biss lists. The Biss lists are phenomenal, I think. The Biss lists are great. because those are put together by like experts in that class. The Bislis, and they give a ton of alternatives. Wowhead is usually one of the best resources. One of the best resources, and those are by like experts in that class, right? If you look at mage Bislis, it'd be like Felipe. If you look at unholy or DK Bislis, it'd be Deonce. Hunter, we have Veramos, phenomenal. Rogue, they got Simonize. Come on. This video is not unlisted. I'm showing you guys the non-unlisted video. This one. Kelvar, I know that. Remember when DK Dude said Alliance only play goats? If you're not a goat, you're griefing, bro. Guys, if you're not a goat, you're griefing. So, one thing to note here, I think Beef Bar is dealing with all of the trash that they need to while Araya is padding. Right? They're just clearing enough trash while Araya is padding. And then they're going to come back because they don't actually kill Hodir as their first keeper. They actually wait until they have a little bit more gear. Someone got World First. World First is Beef Bar. We're watching it right now. We're rewatching the World First. Beef Bar is an EU guild on Gehennis. They did not stream their run. The theory around the guild is, oh, a little sketchy. Is he going to do it? Ah, just despawns the boss. I didn't even realize she despawns. That makes a lot of sense. Just despawns the boss so they don't have to deal with any of it. Smart. You can literally despawn the boss and skip it. Why didn't I think of that? That's literally so obvious. Oh my god. Great move from Beef Bar. I cannot believe I didn't think of trying that. I can't believe I didn't think of trying that. That's unbelievable. I didn't do enough pizza on my Hunter then. Because it's so obvious. So Beef Bar, clean kills here, moving forward. Beef Bar actually is the only guild that doesn't wipe. They have BGT, also still out of range, doing potentially some pulling. I don't think this is yet where BGT is going towards Mimron. It actually might be. BGT might be going towards Mimron right now. So Beef Bar sends, as you guys can see, one person away. Beef Bar does send one person to skip all the way towards Mimron. What they're going to do is engage the fight and survive long enough and wipe for the Mimron teleporter to actually become active so that they can skip all of the trash on the way to Mimron. All of the trash on the way to Mimron. Huge. Race is over. It was 1 hour and 17 minutes. Yep. So Warcraft Vlogs had a poll yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw it. Warcraft Vlogs had a poll yesterday. Where's the puppy? She's... I closed the door. My mom's home and I don't want to be loud streaming. I'm like borrowing her house to stream right now. Yeah, 1 hour 17 was exactly my guess, Tailsy. It is literally exactly my guess, which I think is hilarious. But yes, so very, very clean. I think Beef Bar does a phenomenal job. They're sending, obviously, their range group. A lot of the range people are going in here and running it down the actual tunnel. Beef Bar's also kind of scripted out really well how much they can pull for pretty much everything. Like, they're not over pulling pretty much ever. It seems like they're consistently, for the most part, pulling very cleanly, and chain pulling. They've organized. Dice is always ahead pulling whenever they need it. Yeah. Why parents' house? My internet is out. My internet is out. We're watching the world record, guys. We're watching the world record. The race is over now, Flokia. Race is over. Beef Bar won. But they did not stream it, and I caught myself for a second, guys. They didn't stream it. They're not a streamer guild. The rumor technically is that there's a Saudi oil prince. I think it's the son of like a hotel tycoon or something, right? That the guild gets paid. It's the only paid guild in WoW Classic that I know of. And they only focus on world first races. They only focus on world first races. Yeah, I literally canceled my vacation. I literally canceled my vacation to cover Race to World First and to raid all weekend. And then my internet went out yesterday for 9 hours straight. And I was like, yeah. Prop, and it went crazy. It was fucking... Guys, everyone who's watching, by the way, thank you for being here. But we featured like almost 10,000 people today. What the heck? That was wild. How was yours? How was yours? That was so fun. That was so fun. Also, I get really happy when we get together with Dolly again. I love Dolly. He's awesome. Yeah. Isn't the reward enough not to have to raid on a payroll? I mean, would you not like to get paid to raid? I love this game. I don't know about you guys, but I love this game. It's one of my favorite things in the entire world. Very close to my favorite thing in the entire world. It's right. I'm pretty aggressive about my video gaming, and if I guess I do get paid to do it, but yeah. Dolly quit progress. Dolly left progress. We used to throw out over White Panda. Oh my god, the White Panda mixes are so good. And look where, by the way, guys, do note where Beef Bar is keeping their Holy Paladins. They're keeping them in the section that doesn't have to move. Beef Bar is keeping their Holy Paladins in the safest section so that they make sure their tanks never die. The section, for anyone that missed it when I was talking about it earlier on Thorim, that is the safest where you pretty much never have to move, is the section in front of the tunnel. Always go there. Son of Reprisal or Melancholy Sabaton's Unholy Sudden. Son of Reprisal. Who gets paid for classic raids? Only Beef Bar that I know. Dice moving forward already, getting aspect of the pack out, which it might be to pull something himself, because he's not aspect of the packing the entire raid if he's moving forward so far. So he might be organized to get the next pull set up. Actually, he needs to move forward to reset Ariaya if she's in a bad pat. So now that she's not in a bad pat, changes specs here and moves forward. So needed to get forward to reset Ariaya, yeah. Very clean. Do you know how much? I don't know how much. There's rumors around. No one's ever admitted the actual number when I've asked. I bet Lottie knows. I bet Lottie knows. I don't know. And I don't even actually know if it's all true. I don't know what it is. I don't know everything. It's all hearsay until something's fully proven. But they're amazing. Beef Bar traditionally, guys. Okay, so ever since Beef Bar kind of blew onto the scene with TBC, their entire goal was race to world first. That's all it was, right? And what they've done every time is gone into world first with a private server mentality for the most part. Instead of skipping things, they've usually just gone in with the mentality of stack classes so hard that you can blow up everything before it can hurt you. Literally stack everything so hard before it can hurt you. What they used to do, BFAR was the original bringing 13 warlocks to SSC and TK and just destroying it. BFAR in Nax Ramis, literally progress was skipping like entire trash packs, entire wings of the raid, and BFAR was like, we have 30 unholy DKs, we'll just pull it all together. Not 30, I think there was 11, maybe 9 in the Race to World First that of Nax Ramis that they did. It is a winning strategy. They just class stack super hard and do phenomenal with it. Are there any assassination or combat rogue? Armor reducer. Yep. Armor reducer indeed. But we will notice, at least for we'll look at the swaps. So one thing that's really interesting, guys, is that there is a lot of swaps that go out throughout Ulduar. Mainly when you enter into 1, Hodir's room, 2, Yogg-saron's room, 3, Algalon. Those are the 3 places you do swaps, guys. If you are watching right now and just tuning in, do note swaps do happen. They are legal in Race to World First by terms of the Lumberjack website that we all adhere to. Swaps are allowed in Race World First up to 49, which is a ridiculous amount of people. And you can see the plus damage buff that he has here. Shout out Thames Pack. These healthy spores persist. Look how long they persist. Take full advantage of these spores. Past the Ancient Conservator, they could all be having 25% extra damage on this boss right now. Until right now. Yeah. Every guild for Race World First had to do Yogg-0, guys. Yogg-0 lights was a absolute requirement for Race World First. Yogg-0, Algalon, and hard mode Steelbreaker. So Iron Council, Steelbreaker. I know many of those names from private server. Yeah, this is Beef Bar is mostly a private server guild. 1 death here. Batman dying, which is actually one of the earlier deaths we've seen from any of the bosses in Beef Bar. Unlucky place to get rooted because you can't really do anything. You're literally silenced and can't cast during the Ancient Conservator. And again, I think they should have some people stacking below, and they do actually. The Boomkin's doing a good job below the mushrooms, so you can get the extra 25% extra damage boost on this boss. What is insane is they had 20 people with Swiftness of Zanza on their 2-minute Hodir. They left Swiftness of Zanza up on their Hodir. We're gonna watch the Hodir. So for people that missed it or haven't heard yet, Hodir at 2 minutes and about 2 seconds, 3 seconds ish, ends the hard mode. A couple guilds missed that DPS check. It is a crazy DPS check. A couple guilds missed it today, including Noobs and Fusion, which means you literally cannot do Algalon this week. You won't be able to get a key for Algalon if you don't clear all of the hard mode keepers. Forget got it with literally 1 second left. It was crazy. I thought they were gonna say wipe it up, go again. Forget was right on the cusp. And in this run that we're watching right now, we will see what goes on for Beef Bar. But Beef Bar is going to go towards... Actually, I think they're going to go to Mimron next and then to Hodir. So you guys will see that as well. Space Force on Hodir right now. Sketchy. Sketcherino. If I was Beef Bar, I'm not going to lie. Actually, look what just happened. He just refreshed his Swiftness of Zanza. He just refreshed it to 60 minutes. I would have used flasks on Hodir and switched back to Zanza right after. Council hard mode, it doesn't even have to be the hardest mode of Council to get the Algalon key. You have to get, you do Algalon or Council, one of the hard modes, you get the key that starts the quest, and then on the quest, you need to clear the keepers. Yep. Yeah, they did Hodir last? Okay. All right, now zoom. Obviously, Dice has to get ahead of everyone again because he's going to reset Araya here. Look at it, shoots, instantly feigns death. If you feign death before any of your actual arrows hit the boss, it cannot resist, by the way. If you feign death before it hits, it cannot resist. And do note, he had swapped specs for that section. It wasn't to go out of survival, it was just more of an AoE spec survival. Yeah. Some bloke is flying around Dal with Mimron's head. Yeah, Mimron's head is 100% drop. All right, they're going to go directly here to Mimron. Remember, guys, I pointed out earlier that BGT ran away from the rest of the raid while they were headed towards Hodir and clearing the trash towards Hodir and then going into Thorim. What it was somebody stealthing their way to Mimron, engaging the fight, and eventually dying so that everybody else can take the teleporter. It counted as a wipe. Everybody else can take the teleporter and fully skip all of Mimron trash. All Mimron trash fully skipped. There we go. So they will do... All hard mode of the keepers are required. So everybody's going to stack up. Actually, Beef Bar, we're gonna see how nice this is. They are doing 2 different stacks. All 3 fires were actually here on the left side though. That's RNG. Crazy RNG. And now the Resto Druid will just kite them around. Resto Druids are phenomenal for kiting the fires, guys. Like, you can always move. You can combine all of the fires so easily. As you can see on the right-hand side right here, just move the fires around. Yep. Beautiful. Shock blast, make sure nobody dies. Everybody run out. Simple. The boss drops a lot of bombs in this phase and last phase, like literal landmines around him. DKs, rogues, hunters, and paladins can clear those with defensives. You can see the landmines that are out right now. You can clear those with defensives. Tanks can also choose to clear them if they want to keep things safe. And we do have a Fury Warrior now in the raid. Spank is on Fury Warrior right now. So know that there is a Fury Warrior Chad in the world first. Beef Bar Gaming House is in Malta now. Well, it looks like they could recruit Psycho. Get some none of the above gamers. A Tauren Fury Warrior Chad. Let's go. And that's Spank. That's like, yes, obviously from Privesters, but Spank is a absolute beast of a gamer. It's phenomenal. So good. If you run up against him in PvP and you're not a god, you're owned. I could... Jokered to Beef Bar. Isn't Jokered in Malta? Is Jokered in Malta? You guys can confirm or deny. Bloodlust on phase 2, by the way. Also, I do want to note that for anyone that didn't notice, one, there was a DSAC that happened on the Frost Bomb, so people actually did get hit but didn't die. And 2, the Hunter is always dropping or making sure to drop a trap whenever he can in between the phases, right? So Hunter always dropping a trap in between the phases. I think Dice plays really, really well here. So make sure you get that off, and then you won't be able to, you can't trap weave really for the rest of it, right? And boom, phase 2 already done. Now they need to group up. There's a new fire that's going to come out in 4 seconds. And one might be baited a little far. And I think they got all of them in a clean place. Progress had the cleanest Mimron I've ever seen. It was actually unbelievable. Progress's Mimron died with like 1 fire left alive. Is this like hard mode world first? World first had to do all hard modes of the keepers. Frost better than Holy in Ulduar? That's a good question. It depends on the fight. I will have a guide out very soon, this weekend, hopefully, for how to play Unholy in this phase, which fights to play Frost versus Unholy. Yeah. All of that. All of that. My plan was to have that out yesterday. Unfortunately, guys, I lost internet yesterday for the entire day. I kept trying to record things, and it was very frustrating, and that's why I'm here in a different location. Yeah. This is pretty clean, actually, still. Beef Bar actually really well organized. They're really, really practiced. I would say Beef Bar just phenomenal performances from Races to World. First, you can see the bot, the assault bot is being kited by an Unholy DK, and everybody, or not even Unholy, but just a Death Knight will always kite the assault bots on this fight, and then everybody else will just kill it, or the melee will kill it, and one person just needs to slow it, which could be the tanking Death Knight. Yeah, my girlfriend went on vacation and cut the internet. So it is what it is. She's like, if you're not gonna come out with me, then you can't even stream. No, she would never. We just, yeah. All of LA Spectrum went down. So invis trinket queued. So we'll see on the drop, and another trap drop, and just actually yoink back. Little disengage. The trap hits all 3 of the ads, or all 3 of the bosses here, any of your AoE, any ground AoE, guys, hits all 3 of these bosses. So do know that, like, death and decay, spreading your diseases, traps, consecration if you're a ret paladin pumper, because those guys are chads. All of that hits all 3 of them. There is 1 death here. We have relapse actually dead already. Feels Sagman. Feels Sag, gets battle res, is back alive now, and is feeling fine. I don't know what you're saying, Patchwork, sorry. But Beef Bar looking very clean here. There's 1 death, only 1 death, and they had 1 death on Freya. So far from most of the boss fights, everything has been very clean, and they're gonna go to Hodir last because they're gonna go to Hodir with all of their new gear. Hodir is absolutely the biggest stopgap for people early on. It is the biggest kind of time gate. Although a lot of guilds did wipe this week to hard mode Iron Council, which was something I didn't really expect as much from guilds racing for world first, but we did see a lot of guilds wipe to hard mode Iron Council. Now the swap to rocket boots is attempted. They have a lot of time to make up or a lot of placement to run. So you'd ideally use things like drums of speed, everything you can to move as quickly as possible. Get rid of your pet. Boom. Went to the wrong place. Now he needs to despawn the boss. So everyone else is going to have to wait for a second. Or they're actually just going to move past it, I guess. If Dice would have been able to get ahead earlier, he could have easily despawned the boss and they could have not lost this, like, I don't know, more about 4 seconds. Not like it was a ridiculous time loss. Now, here's where a huge advantage comes from 1, putting on those boots earlier, and 2, the swiftness of Zanza. This is just a pure speed gain from just movement. It's all movement here. Is there a link to his UI? I don't know if Dice has a link to his UI. I don't have one. And I also don't know Kerba. Rocket Bootin all the way in, and Gnomish cloaking device, so they can skip all of that trash. Boom shakalaka. If you don't know, Gnomish cloaking device literally works as a vanish. Quick and easy Rocket Bootin. Very smooth here from Beef Bar. You love to see it. You love to see it. Beef Bar 1. Spanx swapping over to DK. There's going to be a bunch of swaps now, right? We have another Warlock. So now we're up to 8 Warlocks. Still 1 Mage. And notice the Mage is going to be gone soon. Now we've got 5 DKs, 8 Warlocks. 2 Rogues. A new Rogue comes in. Some of these Rogues might have been in 10-man runs until this. Just literally slurping up all of the gear from 10-man runs, by the way, guys. So be aware of that. If it's Murfin's UI, go over to Murfin on Twitch, but also Murfin has his UI usually up on Wago. It is the same Dice. He's retired now. Damn. When can I get Phil to recruit, dude? We actually no, because I'm the new Hunter main taking over. Oh my god. So yeah, pieces Dice. It's funny. It's fun to see a lot of the retail players come over and play. Like Now was hanging out here earlier, right? And Phil coming over from Echo, and now our guild is like, I say our guild, he was carrying it the whole time, right? Is just so insanely powerful. Noda just dominated this phase, like absolutely dominated this entire phase for speedruns. Now here you can see the Warlock's doing a ton of the damage, obviously, but the damage is actually really low, really low. And I'm actually going to slow it down a little bit. So I want you guys to notice 30 seconds left, 34% on the boss. The damage here is really, really low. Max, you guys did phenomenal though. You guys did really well. You guys did really, really well. Look at this, okay? Again, guys, look. 13 seconds left, 13% on the boss. This is so fucking sketchy. They're like, kill it. And they get it. They get it. It was close enough. It was about 2%, 2 seconds ahead. But if we look at Beef Bar's log, the log has it set to exactly 2 minutes. Combat drop, obviously. There's still blizzards and shit. So close. So incredibly close. Huge grats to Beef Bar for doing this. A couple of the guilds did fail. A couple of the guilds doing races in the race world first did actually fail on y'all. Okay, they're actually going to skip forward here. Araya is out of position, so it doesn't matter. You don't need to reset the boss right now. And everyone run forward. That would have been a completely different outcome. Absolutely. It's literally over. And you're also noticing one person just left the group again. I'm not sure who dropped group yet, but there's going to be a swap here. I think Dice might go for the... Okay, instead of going for the reset because people are behind, just waiting. And there's the next Warlock, guys. Another Warlock into the raid. Goodbye, Mage. Another Warlock before they even go towards the... they not grabbed the BM Hunter yet? Or is Neliza... Because we have a BM Hunter coming in. Dropped after that 17k DPS. Yeah, they were like, yo, get out of here. Oh, shit. Are they going to do a skip? They skip all of this trash. Let's go, Beef Bar. Holy shit, dude. This is amazing. And then they're just going to summon right after this. Beef Bar through skipping the trash again. Beef Bar really living up to what they used to. What I was mentioning earlier is that they used to not do any of the trash skips. They used to just like go in and face pull everything and just dominate, right? And they would be on insane paces by face pulling everything, but having a ton of warlocks or a ton of DKs. Now they're employing both of those strategies, and they absolutely shattered. Like they were minutes and minutes ahead of anyone else on this world first race. Who just got Realm First? Celestial Defender on Fairlina. Yoinkers, dude. And a summon should come out here soon. We'll see. I'll go to a little bit faster of time. There we go. He's like, where summon? Why? DSAC. Why DSAC when you could have summon? Boom. Shoinks. Summoned. Looking good. Feeling fine, 69, and wine and dine. Easy clap. So stupid. All right, and also the BM Hunter has now swapped in, by the way, guys. Razgor has now swapped in. There you go. So now they have the BM Hunter as they're dropping the... The heck was that? All right, there we go. That music stopped. Why BM Hunter? Because they're getting rid of the mage. They literally are getting rid of the mage. They said mages aren't good enough to be in our raid. We are going to get a BM Hunter. 3% damage buff. Bye-bye mage. Give me a BM. For General Vezax and Yogg-saron. Yeah. The officers are the MVPs after the mage. Honestly, I think Beef Bar has this insane roster that they only showcase. I wish Beef Bar did speedruns because they only showcase this roster during Race to World First. Sorry, he's oh, he is. For now, he's marksman. Will he be marksman for this whole fight? He'll go BM for General Vezax. Marksman. Yogg-saron. Beastmaster. Right now there's a Ret though. Yeah. Yeah. Speedruns, no fun. Split rate and press prog every 6 months. Speedruns are you have something going on the entire time, right? Speedruns are fun because you have something always to entertain yourselves and like always be hyped about. Where Race the World First, it's over in an hour. Yeah. Race the World First is so quick. But they do so well with it. That was a nice sapper, a nice trap drop and sapper. Dice, I think is absolutely gaming. Huge gamer. Playing really, really well. And now they will be on to General VZ. General VZ, these Neezy. Okay. No guild is killing hard mode, General vezax, and Race the World First, obviously, because you have no need to do it. No point whatsoever. The swiftness of Zanza, though, there's actually a few times where you could swap it off. It's nice to have movement speed on this boss, but also on Yogg-saron, swiftness of Zanza is like giga nice on Yogg-saron, guys. Yeah. I don't know. Trial of the Crusader is like, yeah, Trial of the Crusader. Is everyone really excited for TOGC? Is Razgor actually dead? Wait a second. How did he die? Oh my god, he ate that. He didn't move at all. Someone else had the debuff too. He pumping, dude. The interesting thing about TOGC is like the eye level is barely higher than Ulduar, right? So when we get into TOGC, like, is it going to be as hype? I think, personally, like, I'm hoping like as TOGC comes out, like maybe like the Riot MMO comes out or something around the same time. Any of those things. Yeah. Like you do it so fast. It's just bosses, right? Where is number 2? This run is already over. Number 2 was Progress. Progress got number 2. Okay, what are the other MMOs that could come out? What are the other we need something to play. Guys, during Trial of the Crusader, we need something to play. What are we just gonna react Andy all day? They should release Ruby Sanctum with Trial of the Crusader. There's no point not to, right? Ruby Sanctum, you're not going to go in for a one boss raid as an entire phase after you've already done ICC. There's no point whatsoever. You're going to go in, just reduce the eye level of the trinkets and have us go there. We could play retail. Hogwarts Legacy is coming out in like a couple weeks, you know? Yeah, world first Ruby Sanctum race. Come on. I think that's when we get the release of Classic Plus, guys. That's when the timing comes out perfectly for Classic Plus. Re-release of Classic, but with class balances. You know? A little bit of change in there, a little change here and there, you know? Maybe Ret Paladins aren't the worst class in the game. Maybe they still are, because Blizzard likes to do that. It's like Blizzard thing. Yeah. Onyxia, yeah, Onyxia will be there too. Boom, instantly looted and zooted. Get ahead, get in Yogg's or get ready. Enchant, where's the enchant? Hello, enchant. Yo, looted and zooted, enchanted and banted. Because that's the thing. All right, now there's gonna be a couple more. Actually, I don't think they do any more swaps. The swaps were right then. They don't need to summon anyone else. The swaps were right then before Yogg. So now on to Yogg 0, 100 insanity. Here it goes. Yeah. Who got world first Vault of the Archivon boss? Great question. Great question. I don't know, but that's hilarious. One sec, I got whispered, or I didn't. Beef bar owners. Guild doing 10-man general vezax. Vault of Archimon boss is next week. Yeah, you're right. VOA is not out till next week. On reset. Somebody actually spawned one of these ads, it looks like. So somebody actually spawned one, so they have one extra, which is not really intimidating, to be brutally honest. These ads are very simple to deal with. As long as you don't spawn like a crazy amount of them, it's very easy for, and a lot of guilds will. Like a lot of guilds will. If you're watching and you're in a very casual guild, you'll probably have somebody spawn a bunch of extra ads on phase 1 of Yogg-saron. Because the animation for the clouds is like half the size of the actual cloud. So right at the beginning, you spawn 2 to get to the phase faster. Sometimes, yeah, later on, it's really nice. Nobody live streamed this. Nobody live streamed this, but I can post the VOD. They did not live stream this at all. Man. This VOD came out after the race was over. We covered all of the live streams, and people, you can whisper people in the raid and potentially get notifications from DBM on what boss they were fighting. That's how it was tracked. When are you guys doing raids? I'm raiding tomorrow. I might see if I can find a 10-man right after this, but I am raiding tomorrow personally. My guild starts tomorrow. We do 10-mans, and then Saturday we do 25s. What time? I think early. I think it might be 17 CET. I have to check. I'll check after this. We actually saw a lot of people get incredibly close to dying to these green beams early today. It was more sketchy than I anticipated. People were cutting it very, very close to dying to these green beams. Yogg phase 2 is a pretty chill phase 2. What you want to do is 2-phase Yogg. You pretty much always want a 2-phase Yogg, and then you can send your pets in and stuff when you're dealing with the tentacles now that they are frozen. You always want a 2-phase Yogg, but most guilds will probably 3-phase it for now. It's not an issue, but it's nice to 2-phase Yogg. Yeah. Vehicle strap for 10-man Flame Leviathan. Which hard mode or normal? I enjoyed watching World First with you. Appreciate it. Normal Flame Leviathan has one strategy and one strategy only. Pyrite. Demolisher and Pyrite, that's it. That's the only thing that matters whatsoever. Have your Demolishers and Pyrite up. That's the only thing that matters. Boom. Now into the fray. Clean, cheeky melee there. Okay, we see you. Getting everything low as you can. Helping out everything. And then they're going to Rocket Bootin if Rocket Bootin are off CD. Or just use Aspect of the Pack. Easy Aspect. And now they are going to bring it down to Yogg. They're already at 50% after the first phase. 50%. The DPS here is doing phenomenal. Yeah. The time between 1 and 2, I can pull it up after. FO aggroed and reset, killed us outside the gate, and we can't re-enter the raid. I would ping Agrand on Twitch or Twitter or something. I don't know. That's crazy. That is actually kind of crazy. All right, so now again, notice they have 2 hunters. I would anticipate both hunters are going to help with the taunting. They're both actually back here. You can see them both right here. So they have a BM hunter instead of a mage. So the hunters can help with the taunts that need to go out and Yogg last phase. Desi, what's up? How are you today? Did you get to go into Ulduar at all yet? So the hunters are going to get ready to start taunting soon. Ooh, the fear and taunt. Bring it out. Feign. Aim shot from I don't know if aim shot actually went off, if there was an aim shot there, but the aim shot strategy for the hunters was a really clean choice from Church to do. So that was really, really smart of them to do aim shots there to reduce the healing back up. Why hunters taunt? Everyone needs to taunt out these guardians, or else everyone will die in Yogg-0. But Yogg-1 you don't need to. You can kill the guardians, but these guardians are immortal, as their name is literally Immortal Guardian. So you pull them all out, then they're going to go back and heal themselves up, and then you just lower them again. Right now, they're already down. Nobody's dead. Nobody's dead, and Yogg is literally at 2%. Boom. Clean. 1 death. Every other guild we've seen kill this boss, almost fully wiped. Every other guild we've seen kill this boss was like 3 people alive, and they hit the 800k. You just need to get the boss down to 800k. You can't actually kill an old god, or else it'd ruin the RP. Yeah. They're pretty much doing Immortal Ulduar. Very close. And now they're in onto Algi. Algi Dowgi. Already straight towards Algalon. An hour and about 7 minutes into the run. I know Algalon is done. Does anyone know done Alone in the Darkness? All of the world first had to be 0 light, so Alone in the Darkness. All right. Glyph of Serpent Sting going out. Let's see this. Let's see this. Beef Bar Algalon. A little more raid swaps. A couple more raid swaps. They getting rid of the BM Hunter, getting the Assassination Rogue back into the raid. More Paladins back into the raid. Now they're running with, I believe, 6 Paladins. 6 Paladins and a Fury Warrior. 6 Paladins and, again, a Fury Warrior. You're right. Rhett's time to shine. Rhett's time to shine. Everybody getting all of their positions already. And now into Algi. This fight is just so nice to have all of your Paladins. Your Paladins are doing a ton of D-Sacs, obviously, rotating Blessing of, or Hand of Sacrifice, because Blessing of Sacrifice is not what it is. Hand of Sac, D-Sacs all going out very smooth. Now they're on Algalon, instantly bloodlusting. You're pumping right away. Mark one of the stars, a skull. If it's close enough to the group, you can actually have everybody kill it right away. It just helps out the raid if you burn one of the stars really quick, guys. A good strategy is the first star group, Giga Burn. And now there's 2 main strats here for either Hunter or Shadow Priest usually to bring down the next stars. All of the rest of them. So you might see the Shadow Priest turning around and DPSing the other stars. That's what that is. Okay? That's what's going on there. Look at nerfed Unholy DK. Unholy DK Chads. But then watch the Unholy DK in your raid do no damage. It's going to be an interesting one. Unholy DK has a... Yeah, B tier confirmed. Unholy DK is a very different playstyle now. And I will have a guide about the Unholy DK playstyle, but the playstyle is very different. Yeah. Get out of here with that B tier class spec. Do you need to close black holes? Closing the black holes helps you clean out the constellations. So you see those constellations? One of the nice things you can do is actually time it out really well, because you can never have more than 4 constellations. So if you actually save some of the constellations early on, you can time it out as the next 2 constellation spawns, you can clean them out. Who got world first? It was Beef Bar. Any quick tips for Unholy? Play Unholy Presence whenever your gargoyle is out. Use Unholy Presence the whole time. Change your macro for Gary or whatever, if you have a macro for Gary, to make sure you're not using your CDs with Gary summon. Make sure you're using CDs about 3 seconds into gargoyle being spawned, because after you use gargoyle, it takes about 3 seconds for him to start casting. Then you want to use your potions and things like that, unless it's Blood Fury. That's the only one you could use early. And then after you've done that, then you can snapshot your Army of the Dead. Don't stay in Unholy Presence the whole time. Go back to Blood Presence after your gargoyle flies away. Yeah. APCDs do snapshot, but their attack power scaling is not that good, to be brutally honest. Attack power scaling on gargoyles is not very strong. Also, on this fight, guys, if you have warlocks that have mouse over interrupts on their fell hunters, have them use it. It is so useful for these constellations right here. It is really, really nice. Yeah. It's just strength. No. So haste is still really good. Static haste is really good. Haste procs are a lot weaker. Things like haste procs that are only 10 seconds long are a lot weaker. So Meteorite Redstone got a lot weaker. Mark of Norganon got a lot better relatively to Meteorite Whetstone. Comet Trail is still your best, but and it's still a 120-ish DPS upgrade over in a 3-minute fight, but you probably don't have prio on it anymore. Yeah. Yeah, Lich King just went down. 4 DKs in this raid, and 4 DKs on Algalon, and only 5 warlocks. But earlier, guys, remember we saw 9 warlocks on Yogg-saron, 9 warlocks on General Vezax. I think 9 warlocks and a mage on Hodir. So a lot of raid swaps. A lot of raid swaps here to get the world first. I did not move, by the way. If anyone else is wondering, I did not move, but I am not at my house. My house doesn't have internet. Boom! There it is, guys. Beef Bar World's first. And this isn't even it. That's Nax Malgus. Get baited. This is it. Beef Bar World's first.